So this is a standard Audi TT steering wheel. This is an Audi TT RS steering wheel. It's a lot thicker than the standard steering wheel and it has the perforated leather. But in this box is my new custom steering wheel, come all the way from China. The reason I went for a custom steering wheel is because I've now added this carbon to the interior, which looks absolutely wicked. But I think the steering wheel could do with a little uplift as well. So let's open the box and let's check out my Chinese custom steering wheel. So this is my Chinese custom steering wheel. You can see it's got this nice little cover on it just to protect it. Let's get the cover off. Look at that.
I can feel the blood creeping up from the heathens. Got will, got fight, got pride, got reason. If they wanna go eat, then you know I'm gonna feed them. If you're coming for me, hope you're ready for a demon. I got eyes in the back of my head, I'm seeing. Take me for granted and you know I'm leaving. I'ma take what's mine.
I think that looks absolutely wicked. The build quality feels absolutely spot on. They've done it exactly how I asked. They were making it and I told them literally exactly what I wanted. I said I want the handle grips to be the same size as the standard ones on the RS, and obviously the carbon top and bottom. So literally it's the same as an RS standard wheel with carbon top and bottom. Other companies for a steering wheel similar to this one but not really your own design, pretty much what they do as a standard sort of form, we're talking like £500, £600, £700, and you have to send your steering wheel to them to do it. There's absolutely no way that I'm going to send my RS steering wheel to them to butcher, because that's worth a lot of money as just being an RS steering wheel. Wait till the end of the video and I'll tell you exactly how much I paid for this, and I think it was an absolute bargain. But first of all, let's see if it actually even fits the car. So before I crack on with the steering wheel, I just want to show you around the Ultimate German Car Meet, which I went to the other weekend, and I was parked with the Audi TT Addicts with another 40 odd TTs on this stand. But there's a few TT groups there and loads of other cars. Obviously it's a German car meet, so everything there was German. So here's a little quick look around of what was there.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo. Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. I always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flies, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, really gonna rise to the sun. Step two,
Right, let's get back to fitting this steering wheel. So first of all, we need to disconnect the battery, as we will be removing the airbag. There's two little like plastic bunks behind, revealing the Torx bolts which are holding the airbag on, so let's undo them. So with the airbag now loose, we can now unplug the main connector, and then there's another connector below. Boom. Now we need to get a multi-spline on the middle to release the steering wheel. Don't undo it all the way, because we're going to pull on the steering wheel, but we don't want it smacking us in the face. See, nice and loose. Right, now let's remain that and get that all off. You can see that little centre notch showing you the position of the steering wheel, so when you're taking it on and off, you know that it's gone on central. So we have the old steering wheel out, so now we need to strip the bits off it that we need to transfer onto the new one. So I'll start by removing the silver trim, just working my way around it, avoiding not to break any of the little fixings on it, and it does literally just pull off. And obviously disconnect the paddle shifters if yours is DSG. Now we need to undo these little Torx screws holding the paddle shifters on, so let's get those undone. And now pull those out. And be careful not to break the cables whilst pulling them out. So I've put the cover back on just to stop that from getting any dirt, grease or anything like that. But we can straight away see there is a difference in the middle. This is quite a flat and this is all bumpy, but then it's got this as well, which this doesn't have or any way to actually fit that. But it does have the centre marker, which will be handy for when we fit it in, and it does have the space for the plug. So I am thinking it's going to be pretty easy to go straight on. They make the whole wheels themselves. So let's get those bits swapped onto this and then get it back on the car. So straight away I've noticed, obviously we have these bits for our paddles to go on. This all looks to be blocked, so I'm going to have to do something with that to be able to get these through. It does show them on this side, it's just that they haven't gone through, so I'm going to probably have to put a blade or something through there just so we can. So just opening them up, I can actually, they are there, so just got to feed these through. So that should be, maybe we just slice cut that bit. So everything did seem to be there, what we needed to be able to fit our paddle shifters. It's just that there was some excess leather material that we needed to trim back to be able to get the paddle shifters to fit. So I just got a Stanley blade out and just trimmed it back. And you won't even see this. By the time the paddles are on, you won't even know we've even been there. But yeah, it was just excess leather that needed trimming back. But obviously if you've got a manual wheel, you won't have to even worry about this. So this is just if you're a DSG person. So with all the trimming going well, let's try to test one of the paddles to see if I've trimmed enough and see if it goes in. Looks like it's all good. Happy days. As you may have noticed as well, that they've actually drilled 2 holes and we need 1 hole for the screw to go in through for the paddle shifter. So that's obviously a machine sort of error, but it is what it is. So that's the paddles. All fitted. A little bit of playing around to do. A bit cutting the leather, but you can never tell now. Now the paddles are actually on, you would never even know that. So, good news. Next thing to do is put this trim on. So now we need to refit the trim, which is basically just a reversal of removal. Plug the paddle shifters back in and then just carefully push the trim back into the steering wheel into all the locating pins. To be fair, the trim went on pretty easy, so that's that all on. Now we've got to do is get it fitted to the car. I've just had to take the screws from another steering wheel for the ones that go in here and here, because it obviously doesn't come with anything, but that's pretty straightforward. We just push those in. So we have the marker for the centre. So refitting the steering wheel is just a reversal of removal. So we're going to put the centre bolt in and torque that up to spec. Then we're going to connect the airbag back up and the other connector, and I'll push the airbag in place.
And then we're going to do up the other 2 torque bolts that hold the airbag onto the steering wheel, and remember to connect your battery back up. If you're enjoying these videos, why don't you consider subscribing to the channel, give the video a like and leave a comment of what you'd like to see on the channel next.
So the wheel's all on, let's take a look. I think that looks absolutely wicked, and it blends in. The carbon is exactly the same as the carbon we have everywhere else, so it's literally just how I wanted it. Absolutely perfect, love it, well worth it. And one little final touch before I tell you how much the steering wheel was, because I don't think you're gonna believe how cheap this was. So when my mate Barry was over the other day, we're having a quick look at his new car, and look at all these little dials here. You see you have all the nail, they're all nailed. Well, I don't smoke, so I don't need a lighter, but his new car had this, and it's literally the same. It all blends in. Look, it all blends in. Pop that in there. How cool does that look? And then that can go in the glove box. And it still closes. Wicked. So the price of that steering wheel from China was £300 delivered to my door. I didn't have to pay no import tax on it or anything. I literally just paid £300 for it. Didn't have to send my steering wheel off. The carbon is from Japan and the leather is from Italy, and I think it was an absolute bargain and well worth it. And it was only those cut little bits that we had to trim up, but once the wheel's all on, you never know. How nice is that for £300? Absolutely wicked. So first impressions, I love it. It looks cool, it feels great, it feels like the original wheel, but just obviously like a brand new sort of version of it. And I don't know what it is, but with a brand new steering wheel, it almost feels like you're driving a new car. Probably because the steering wheel is the thing that you touch and engage with the most, and obviously as it's all brand new and the smell of the leather, it almost does feel like you're driving a new car. But absolutely proper, well pleased with this. It feels so nice. The grips are lovely. So do I recommend getting a custom steering wheel all the way from China? Well, I think on this occasion I do. I'm so pleased with it, and I think it's probably one of the best £300 I've ever spent. But obviously do your research and speak to the supplier and sort of get some relationship going with them where you could discuss what you actually want and get them to give you examples of what they've done. But definitely on this occasion was a total success. Proper happy. Right, I'm going to go for a nice little drive down the RS, so I don't really get to use it that often. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.